Good afternoon, Bob, Trade Genius, the 2nd of October, and I got a couple really cool charts to show you today. And this one blew me away, absolutely blew me away. You know, there's a lot of talk about the cryptocurrencies being in a bubble, and my retort has always been that the fiat currencies are in a bubble. But when I saw this chart today, my jaw just simply dropped. Bitcoin did what they would not allow gold to do because the central bankers are able to manipulate naked shorting of gold to keep the price from being discovered at the right and proper level. And can you imagine if gold could move back to the price that gives it parity to where it was when the Federal Reserve was first brought into being? If you look at the dollar per Bitcoin here, in 17 years, they brought the price of Bitcoin parity to what a dollar was worth in 1913 or whenever the heck they decided to start stealing from us. And I think that just puts everybody on notice now. And so now you have a currency that can basically operate outside of the purchasing power degradation that the Federal Reserve has done to us over the last 100 years. And so now you have alternatives now, people, and that's why we've been pounding the table on this. You know, you need to learn to trade them, get into them, hold them, because they're going to absolutely destroy the fiat currencies because they're running deficits every year. Well, the only way you pay for deficits is that you have to degrade your currency, and that's what's going to continue to happen. And now you have an option that the banks have not yet figured out how to prevent, other than jawboning. And so here's just an incredible chart to see. Now my partner Phil, he'll put out some more charts on trading these things. I encourage you to check us out, TradeGeniusAcademy.com, if you want to get the courses and learn how to trade this stuff. The response to our offers have been absolutely phenomenal, and we have a lot of people in there now learning and trading, and this is a way for us to protect ourselves. You know, I haven't given up on gold, silver, and the miners. They're going to have their day too. I think what the Chinese and the Russians are doing are going to overwhelm the Federal Reserve and the European Union, and they'll have their day in the sun too. So to me, it's all of the above. You know, learn how to trade the cryptos, own some cryptos, trade the miners, you know, trade the metals, and get yourself out of debt as much as possible over time if you're in debt. Now, the other thing I want to show you too, because not only things are going well in the crypto world for us, is that we have now upgraded our version of the day trading money machine to version 7. We simplified it further, you know, getting feedback as we do this. And you know, I live this world all the time, so it's easy for me to see when I should and shouldn't pull triggers. But now we simplified it to a point where I think we takes more of the decision making out of the or uncertainty out of people's hands. And so we're going to have a free class on this on Wednesday, 4 o'clock. For those who already have it, it'll be up on the dashboard probably tomorrow. That's a free upgrade for you guys. Trying to make this as perfect as possible for you. And I'll explain the arrows to you, and I'll explain the subtleties, and I'll explain the lines, and I think you guys are going to really, really, really like it. But we recommended you know, earlier in the day before when it hit its 5-day low, that this was an area to put a buy in. That's one of our tips and tricks, and that trade has been working. And now we're back here on the VWAP into the close, and also sitting on a what I call a volatility support line. And now we're looking for this thing to move up into this area here to another volatility support line, also the SD2 for the day, and also a low volume node area. So this would be a nice trade here. You know, if this happens, this is a, you know, a $500-600 move per contract. And you know, those who are just day trading it, you know, you'd have bought here and you would have definitely covered here if you're in it for the day. And if you're in it for a swing, you want to be buying it here, looking for it to swing higher. So let me now slide into the charts. But this is you'll like this. So this works well with natural gas, with gasoline, oil. Nasdaq is kind of where we optimized it, and it works with gold, but I don't trade it that much, so I can't really say whether it's consistent or not. So let me just blast through the charts here. Apple's down again today. Google's down today. Microsoft's up, not surprised, but sitting on VWAP. Let me fix that real quick. Make sure I'm at the end of my trade here. There we go. You got Facebook is down today, and Amazon's down today. So you know the FANGs. The only thing hanging there is Microsoft, which I'm not surprised. It's the one that has the most probably value. Everything else is consumer related, and it's in my view, GDP falling, it's just going to get worse and worse. So that's why I like to be short in the Qs as much as I can. So we have a SPY, which they've just been grinding it every day. This is the banks. This is the first day of the month trade. And, you know, like I said, it's just the Japanese yen. It's just, this is the scorecard for these people. But we're really pushing up there pretty high right now in SPY. Nvidia's down. Netflix is down. Tesla is up, but it's fell pretty hard here. So you know there's a chance they'll try to short cover this thing up higher. But you know, short it again. Look at here. You know, we said hey to short it. I don't trade it. It's just too much. Takes up too much of my trading capital to put some puts on it. Spreads are too big. And I don't like the short squeezes, but here's what the signal said. And now the signal is probably saying, hey, this move's probably overdone for now, and maybe move back to here before it moves down any further. But make no mistake, Tesla is in big trouble. The Qs, they just got it to flat. We had some great trades. Maybe I'll flip onto the futures here at the end. But we caught that move down, and we caught the move higher into VWAP. Gold, so this is a yen move here. I think gold putting the bottom. The miners are telling us to buy. We're already long IAU. Okay, this is banks and biotech right here. Here's the banks. It's amazing. You know, I just saw an article. I think I'll post it for tomorrow. Just talking about the incredible levels of leverage and off-balance sheet games the banks are playing again to make themselves look more profitable than they are, and the risks that they're taking are enormous. Risks that, by the way, you and I will absorb if they lose out on their trades, which they eventually will. You can't unwind this thing without causing your own feedback loop of losses. They do this every time. It's just crazy. Okay, potash is coming down into that VWAP. Everything's settling, and I'm going to buy that on a turn higher on the Stokes. Franco-Nevada still trying to find a bottom here. We had a trade on DRIP, and very profitable. And then we set up, moved the stop up, and came back and hit the stop. So we just made a little bit of money, but it was an amazing reaction. And but I think XLE is going to continue to fall. It's just that we moved our stop up because I didn't want to lose money, and only made a little bit on it. Twitter. Okay, so GG popped up here. The miners all went positive here, so this is a good sign. We'll see how the rest of the week plays out. We're in the golden week, so I'm expecting gold and silver to move higher. Golden week, China's closed. Usually gold moves. AEM bottoming. Okay, we have IAU. Okay, so we have WPM. We got stopped out at break even on the trade, but from my long-term portfolio, I hold 6,000 shares of it. So it's just been grinding higher nicely. I have not put on any sold calls on it since this bottom here, and I'm just watching now that it hit the VWAP to see if how that rejection works, if we're going to break through it, or do I need to go ahead and start selling calls because it's going to stall it there. I'm not quite sure yet. Okay, GDX went green. Okay, silver's been dancing around here, you know, on flat. Real estate. The uranium stocks are suffering here a little bit. IAG, we bought back in again on IAG. So we had a profitable trade last week before they just torched this thing down. We bought back in at 607, and I'm looking for this to turn right back up again. So just hit the VWAP and went higher. And I think because people think natural gas is going to move higher, I just stayed away from it. I went long natural gas instead. GDXJ pretty flat. So keeping an eye on SLCA, but I think it's going to come down some more. Nova Gold, not quite ready for that one yet. Or is that New Gold? I forget. So here's the biotechs. Way overbought, but you can't really buy it, so just staying away from it. Okay, Nugget went positive on us. I'm looking for this to move higher and look for dust to move lower. Still in my dust puts. VXX went down, but a little curl up here at the end. So I have FAS puts for October. They are tremendously underwater, but I'm being patient with it. This move will bust because the banks have no areas of growth other than the incredible leverage they're putting on, and I think it'll be exposed. Okay, we're in AG. It's green. XIV, just amazing. Dollar popped here on the euro, the Catalonia news, and the Japanese yen devaluing their currency again. There's ECO. Big move down in oil today. DBA is stable. So it was kind of weird. The dollar was up, but they moved copper and steel. I think this was a Chinese thing move. Okay, I recommend it. UNG at 640 at the open today. I think this is a good trade. It broke all the way down to 5% below VWAP, and I'm looking for this to move up to here. And if it gets up any higher, it can move all the way up to here. So they have gap to fill and a gap to fill. So I'll take a look at it when it gets back over VWAP to see if we'll keep it or not. Here's oil, huge gap down on oil. Excuse me, hoarse voice. And so not sure what's going on with oil. That was a pretty big move. It was almost like new quarter rotation. I got to kind of look at it a little bit to see what's going on with that. I hear two schools of thought. Oil's going to keep falling, or this was a move to allow get out weak hands and move oil higher. We shall see. I guess we're in dust. TWM here. We're really right at my stop on this. I took a shot at it again. IWM has just been relentless, and looks like I'll probably get stopped out of it again. XY was really pushed it down at the open, and then nothing really more to it. JJG, same thing. They pushed it down and then went flat. I was looking at URA, and then it kind of stalled out here at the 20, so I'm not sure if I want to take a shot at this one or not. There's steel rolling back down towards VWAP again, so maybe that Chinese, pre-Chinese weak move is over. Same with copper. Okay, we have a buy stop at 16.55 for coffee. Big move down. Usually when they snap back, you get a nice trade on it. So I've been following the stop down, waiting for those trend dots to reverse. Okay, we're finally in the money on our UGA puts. I want to see if there's any follow through on it this week before either I close the trade or look to roll the trade down. There's corn sitting at VWAP. Still trying to drive a contango for volatility so they can keep this party going. Just amazing. Lithium back at VWAP. Not quite ready to go short it again. Big gap up. Probably China move. SLJ, we're in that. Been flat, but positioned well. Like I said, drip, we're in drip. Made a little bit of money, and then they sold the thing right back off. And Boyle, we're in UNG. And sugar, we're in sugar. And I'll be moving the target up on this. I mean, the stop up on this. And I'm not sure what I have for a target yet. Probably around 30. Wheat's coming back nicely. Not in it. Well, I'm in it through JJG. Same with soybean. And let's see here. Not touching that one yet. VVIX is fairly flat today. Here's the 10-year. So the 10-year is starting to squeeze into the earnings yield. So we're going to get to the point where things are going to start getting interesting in terms of, do you want to be in bond or want to be in stock kind of questions. And there's the VIX at 948. Amazing. The whole world is falling apart. We have evil people shooting people in Vegas. We have North Korea and Trump barking at each other. We have Spain and Catalonia barking at each other. The Middle East is always a cauldron. And, you know, we have the Europeans and the British discussing whether they're going to stay together. But all that matters is how much money they're throwing at the markets. They pretend all is well. And that's where we are. So the market's not quite closed yet. I'll go back to it, but you know, check back in tomorrow. I think we're positioned well for what we're trying to do, and looking to continue the move here on natural gas. It looks turning back up again. Got a reversal signal here, and then let's take a look at NASDAQ here. I think it kind of went flat. Yeah, NASDAQ's pretty flat, sitting underneath the VWAP. But, you know, at the open here, you know, catch that move higher and then fade it the 5-day new high and just stayed with it short. I covered at this pivot here, and then I bought back up into here, and this little reversal signal said, hey, you want to close out? So I closed out, and then when it broke back up through it again, I went ahead and I went long again until VWAP, and I got out, and I'm out of NASDAQ for the day. So I'm only going to hold natural gas long overnight and take that trade out where I indicated earlier, and then we'll see what tomorrow brings. Anyway, guys, have a good one, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.